Hi everyone, my name's Shane. I'm here representing Niamh Phelan, who's the founder of the Register of Pledges in Ireland. Fortunately, Niamh can't be here today, but her story is probably familiar to a lot of people, or similar to a lot of people here. So a number of years ago, she was passing through Gatwick Airport at a time of some of the saddest images of the recent migrant crisis were being shown. And as she said to me after, she knew that, well, I have to do something. I don't know what, but just something. And so she did. The next day, she went into the Irish Migrant Rights Centre in Andrew Street in Dublin and just asked, how can I help? And so by talking to the people there and then other people in the Red Cross, she figured out they were having a problem with, a lot of people were making donations of money and time and accommodation and goods and services, but those organizations were struggling with organizing and then distributing them. So by taking that away, she decided to do something about it. Other people had tried, but although they got a lot of feedback, they were just using very basic email capture systems. But she built a database specifically to manage it and to solve this problem, how to allocate scarce and disparate resources to migrants and refugees. She did that, myself included, with colleagues of ours. We built a refugee B&B site over a series of hackathons and weekends and free evenings. And then, in cooperation with the Red Cross directly, expanded that into the Register of Pledges, which is now live. It's been live for a number of months, almost a year now, and been a great success. So over the last quarter, it's managed to take 60 people out of government accommodation services and put them into shared community accommodation. Not only is that good for the people, but it's also good for government. It's saved over $500,000 from taxpayers in terms of support. So the Register of Pledges looks after the supply side, that is people who want to make donations, but what about the other side of the chain, the people who actually want to use those services? So that's where the integration with the Red Cross really proved its mettle. So the Red Cross, looking after needs investigations is really their bread and butter. So with the support of ourselves and then also the Irish government, they were able to hire 2 full-time people to look after needs assessment. Now, if you're doing needs assessment, it means you also need a needs assessment system. So we built that in Salesforce for them. And so by putting those 2 elements together, both the supply side, people making offers of accommodation, goods and services, and then the needs assessment system on the other side, we're able to look after both sides of the equation. At the moment, we have 3 main work streams underway. So we've built this system for Ireland, but why just Ireland? If we can collect all the offers of accommodation, goods and services in our country, well, why not the UK? Why not Europe more broadly? Have a global humanitarian database. Secondly, we want to make sure it's open source so it can be shared and integrated with other products. And then third, in terms of the case management system, we currently manage it in Salesforce, but we're particularly aware that Salesforce is a commercial product. Maybe their plans and policies will change over time, maybe their data protection systems. So we'd like preferably to move it out of that and then put it into an open source platform. And that's really a summary of the Register of Pledges. Thanks very much.
I'm wondering about your impact up to now. If you can discuss this a bit, and also the supply and demand currents that you see.
Sure, so the impact has been real. It's not just that we've built a system and then we're waiting for people to come and use it. It's already being used. So recently the Red Cross finished a nationwide advertising campaign, which is run on billboards and other printed media, asking for the Irish people to, if they have free accommodation, so perhaps their parents, grandparents, somebody has passed away, there's a free house or a free room in their house, to make an offer of that. So they've had offers of several hundred of those places. Now, not every offer is suitable. It has to be visited, checked out, to make sure it's suitable. But as I said, 60 people have been placed into those places of accommodation. But also we're finding that the organizations that are using it, the Red Cross at the moment, are finding great demand in terms of just goods and services. So whether a migrant needs maybe a bicycle for a child, maybe another smartphone, or maybe just English lessons or yoga lessons. We've got lots of yoga teachers on our system, but maybe you can't have too much yoga. People can get their own logins and connect directly with the service provider. So it's having a real impact today.
How are you consolidating all the supply of these services and offerings in your platform?
Yeah, that's a real challenge we want to address in the future. So the first part of it, the Register of Pledges, has been built by our team in an open source way. But the other side of the equation, that's the demand, so the people who actually use it, that's built in Salesforce, as I've said. So we want to integrate those both into a single open source platform. And that's our work plan. But do you mean in terms of the service
supply,
users?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, really it's managed by the Red Cross. They're the experts in this area. We just manage the technology and it's up to them to use the system, or indeed other organizations to use the system as they see fit.
If I understand correctly, it can be all kinds of pledges, right? including donations?
Donations is managed separately. This is really for goods, services, and accommodation.
Goods and services
Yeah.
and accommodation. So how do you guarantee that the people resorting to your services actually need them?
And that's again where the Red Cross comes in. I mean, their bread and butter is needs assessment. So every refugee who comes into Ireland under the official refugee programs is met by one of the two caseworkers. They do a complete needs assessment, make a list of all their needs, put it into the Salesforce system, and then they literally go to the Register of Pledges and check to see if those accommodation areas or goods or services are available.
So you'll provide the management aspect of cases and then the technological platform, right?
Yes, we're providing the technology and the Red Cross provide the expertise in terms of the case management.
Okay.
Thank you, Shane.